we cannot grip the things of this world and the things of God. Because if I'm holding on for my dear life, you know I want both hands on that rope. I'm not going to be hanging on for my life with one hand. I mean, my own strength, I would literally fall. But there's something about gripping something with two hands with all that you got. See, Achan, he had one hand on the world and the things that made sense to him, and he thought he was somehow exempt from the very specific instruction. Now, here's what happens. It's not that God kills. It's that sin always equals death. That's where the revelation began to come. As I was reading it, what actually brought the death to him and his family was sin. It wasn't that God punished them. It was that sin will always lead to death. All the time. Proverbs chapter 16, verse 25 says, there's a way that seems right to a man, but in the end is death. Sin will always equal death. And now the Old Testament, we read about it because in those time frames, it was one or two. There was no gray. You either honored people or you dishonored people. You either walked in obedience or you walked in disobedience. You either experienced the blessing of God or you were experiencing the curse from God. That just was the way it worked. It was either life or it was death. But here, even though, and this is where it gets so good, is because of one man's sin, many people died. But because of one man's death, we no longer have to die because of our sin. This is good stuff. Why is this good stuff? Again, he is preparing his people. He's calling his people to come into alignment with his kingdom, with his thinking, with his ways. And we can't hold on to life here and hold on to God. We can't, because one will lose grip. And if we're not giving attention to strengthen our arms around God, we will let go and we will experience death in our life.